If your fat loss and strength gains are stalling, it's not because your body's broken, okay? It's just out of tune. I want you to think of it like a car and a car's dashboard, okay? Over here, you've got this little dial thingy. You know, when it's daytime, you turn that up so you can see your dash better, or you turn it down at nighttime so it's not as bright. I want you to think of that like your sleep. If you're having poor sleep, if you're gonna have lower testosterone, you're going to impair your recovery, and your cortisol and your cravings are all gonna be out of whack. So to prevent this, you wanna stop blasting yourself with blue light, staying up super late, avoiding the sun because you're messing up your circadian rhythm and your body doesn't know what the hell is going on. So to fix your sleep, go to bed early, wake up early. Might look different for you depending on your schedule, okay? But you want an optimal sleep environment. Dark nights and bright days. You want it cool at night and warmer during the day. And once you lock in your sleep, because that's where the majority of your testosterone is produced, you will have higher testosterone. You'll be able to recover properly so you can lose more fat, gain more muscle and strength. The next thing here I want you to think of is your fuel tank. So your fuel tank is similar in a sense to your diet. If your fuel tank is always on empty, which is essentially the equivalent of eating a bunch of processed food, fast food, garbage, a bunch of bullshit, what this does is it causes you to be inflamed, have poor digestion, and be micronutrient deficient. So on the opposite side of the spectrum, you want to be over here, you want a full tank. Why would you want to be running around on empty? Nobody wants that. So eat a clean, nutrient-dense, animal-based diet. Lots of eggs, lots of meat, fruit, honey, raw dairy. What this is going to do is give your body the actual fuel and micronutrients to fuel your fat loss, to fuel your muscle growth, and actually have a drive in life. Because when you eat all the processed shit, you feel like a loser. You regret it. It feels good in the moment because you get that instant gratification, but it's not good for you in the long run, and you know that. And then over here, you have your throttle, which in a sense is very similar to your training. Here we go. Because your throttle is super low, which is your training intensity. You want to be way up here, not overdoing it to the point where you're overtraining and can't recover from, but you're over here half-assing and everything. You're not progressively overloading. You're not trying to do more each week, push harder, do more weight, reps, etc. And if you're not pushing yourself, you're not giving your body that reason to actually adapt, which is going to create those results. So instead of going to the gym, diddle-dallying, actually push yourself. Get in there, cut out distractions, don't be scrolling on your phone and sets. You want to push hard and give your body a reason to grow. And then the next thing you have is your gear shifter, all right here. I want you to think of this as your variety, like variety with your exercises and stuff. Because if you're always stuck in the same gear, essentially in this scenario, park, how can you expect to get anywhere? You need to play around with different gears. And what I mean by this, if you start in the gym a couple of years ago, a month ago, whatever it is, and you're doing the same program, same exercises all the time, your body gets used to it. Now, I'm not saying do a different type of workout, different exercises every single time you go in the gym, but over a couple months and weeks, your body adapts, and you have to give it that fresh new stimulus by changing up the exercises. Instead of doing flat barbell bench, do dips or flat dumbbell bench. Give your body a little bit of variety so it can actually get that fresh stimulus, which is going to get you out of that plateau and continue making progress. And the last part here is your checked engine light. We all know that's not a good thing to have on your car dash, okay? But what I'm relating to this as is your stress. Meaning your body is always in a fight or flight state, high cortisol. And most importantly, this is going to nuke your testosterone. And we all know hormones and testosterone is the foundation of everything. But having high chronic cortisol is going to make you more likely to store fat. You're going to have low motivations. You're not going to even want to go to the gym or lift or do anything. And then it also breaks down your muscle. That's why it can leave you in this chronic skinny fat state where you don't really have much muscle, but you're storing fat. And you're doing all the inputs, but you're not doing it properly. So to get out of this high cortisol state, you want to reduce your stress levels. If you have a job that's always constantly stressing you out, you might think about doing something else or manage that stress, okay? Meditate, read books, wind down. If you're waking up in the morning, immediately checking your phone, blasting yourself with all these notifications, you might not think so, but this is telling your body that it's in a fight or flight state. It's stressing you the hell out. So go do things like walking, relax, wind down at night instead of being grind 24/7 and then trying to sleep. It's no wonder why you stay up at night, staring at the ceiling. And so if you found this video valuable, consider leaving a like and comment. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. And if you want my help dialing in all of these things here and actually breaking through that plateau, click the link in the description, apply for my one-on-one coaching, and we'll see if you're a good fit. But aside from that, talk soon.